appreciate that. It is now time for the Article 15. On right here, Sports Talk with the Big Sarge. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Article 15, y'all. All my Vietnam veterans, welcome home. Germany, good night. All my active duty military personnel that's downrange, good night. Dallas Police Department, Texas Rangers, I'm talking about the law enforcement officials, Texas Rangers. Amber Guyger, come get this work. Who do you all think that you're fooling? We may have a guy that's running this country in number 45 who just may be a tad bit slow and can't comprehend things. And, it takes him a little while, if you're not talking about women or money, for him to comprehend things. I guess you think because he's the president, all of us think that way. Who do y'all think that we are? Who do you think that the American citizens are by trying to give us these fake stories that keep changing every day? Who do y'all think that we are? Why are you trying to just put this out here and say, this is what I want y'all to believe today, and this is what I want y'all to believe tomorrow, and this is what I want y'all to believe the next day? For those of you all who don't remember, Amber Guyger was a Dallas police officer who shot and killed a 26-year-old man inside of his apartment. Amber Guyger is charged with manslaughter in the death of Botham Shem Jean on Thursday night. She claimed she mistook Jean's apartment for hers and opened fire, believing Jean was an intruder. Let me stop right there. So, you just heard what I said? She said that she thought that she was in her apartment and thought that he was an intruder, and then she killed him. So let's replay this thing. Let me bring you all up to speed. So Amber Guyger from the Dallas Police Department says that after working a 15-hour shift, and she came home and tried to put the key in the door, and it would not open at first, but then somehow it miraculously opened, and when she opened it, she seen a silhouette in the dark, and then she shot. That was the original story. The original story was she killed Botham Shem Jean in the apartment. She thought that was hers, and she thought that he was an intruder. So she shot him. Bam, bam, right? Got it. Right? So then it comes back. A neighbor is hearing the door being, a neighbor said that they heard the door being beat on, saying, let me in. That still needs to be verified. So then, check this out. So the Dallas Police Department is like, hey, we don't want this because we can't get her out of it. Let's give it to the Texas Rangers. Y'all get her out of it. The Texas Rangers took it over and say, okay, brand new story. You got there, you got to the house, and the door was open. The door was already open, and you walked in and you shot a man because you thought that he was in your apartment. Never mind that Mr. Jean kept a red rug in front of his apartment so people would know that it was his apartment when they came over to visit him. The red rug, the red carpet right in front was different. And it let people know, hey, Mr. Jean, stay here. Both of them stay here. So the story changed. Now it was, I was tired after working a 15-hour shift. I parked on the wrong level, got out of the car, went to the door. The door now is miraculously halfway open. And I open it up and I see somebody in my apartment, which I thought was, I seen this guy in the apartment, I thought it was mine, and I shot him. So now, y'all see how that story is? Well, what do you think? You think that this is what we're supposed to do? You've given us two different stories. I haven't even brought in the fact that Amber is Anglo and Botham is black. So what do you think the narrative? Y'all heard me talk about at the beginning of the show how we live in America now where everything is black and white, and this is what it comes down to. So we got first, the story was she came to the wrong apartment. The door wouldn't open. It miraculously opened. She seen a silhouette in the dark. She shot at it and killed it. Thought she was in her apartment. She's in the wrong apartment. Then the next one was I parked on the wrong level after working a 15-hour shift. I came to the apartment. The door was left a tad bit open. I opened it up. I seen a guy. I seen somebody, an intruder in there, and I fired on him and I killed him. And then I realized it wasn't my apartment after I turned the lights on. And then what happened? It gets even better. It gets even better. Guyger says she gets to the door. It was halfway. I mean, it was already ajar. Mind you, now it's smart locks on these doors. So she gets to the door. It's halfway open. She opens up the door, sees a silhouette of a person, which is an intruder inside of her apartment, right? Or the apartment she thought was hers. And then she gives verbal commands, and then she fires. Guyger drew her firearm, gave verbal commands that were ignored by Jean, the affidavit says, and as a result, Guyger fired her handgun 2 times, striking Jean 1 time in the torso. Hey, who y'all playing with, bruh? Who are y'all playing with? Who y'all selling this story to? So now it's the door was open. She walked in. She seen it, and she gave him commands in the dark. How he know who you are? And why would he take verbal commands in his own apartment? How did he know that you ain't the police? You know how many people out there fake to be the police? And the Dallas Police Department and the Texas Rangers, the law enforcement officials, not the baseball team, y'all keep trying to sell us this story. No possible way. Come get this work. There's no possible way you're selling that to the American public. There's no way you're selling that to us in Texas. The lady killed a man. Point blank, charge her and move on. Because I guarantee you, if it was the other way around, and it was an African-American male inside of an Anglo female's apartment, and he killed her, done deal. We don't even need to talk about it. He would have been charged and sentenced right then, right there. So don't give me this. Stop trying to feed me this narrative of now she's giving verbal commands, and this guy who has a smart lock on his door left the door open. And if he did, guess what? Maybe y'all was messing around and you didn't want to say it. Maybe you got dumb. Sports Talk with Big Sarge right here on the legendary KYK and the all new 92.3 FM. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm out.
1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K2.